I'm Bo Johnson. I'm going to speak plainly with you today. After spending 5 months in solitary confinement in a maximum security prison for not filing federal income tax returns, I was eventually sent to a minimum security prison. And it was there that I met Orlando Carter, the man I've mentioned before. He received a 15-year prison sentence for crimes he did not commit. I spent months studying his case, and what became clear was this. What looked like a complex legal disaster was actually quite simple. A bank lied to the federal government, and federal agents advanced the lie, and no one conducted a proper investigation. This realization was no different than the cases I exposed in The End of Justice. Human systems, humans, when left unchecked, devastate everything they touch. Since that day, I've spent 10 years fighting to help overturn Orlando's wrongful conviction. He had a newborn who grew up without a father for over a decade. Think about that. That alone is reason enough to fight. I eventually created a Substack podcast about Orlando's case. It's called Where Are the Heroes?, which was the original intent behind YesToHellWith.com. And what's significant is this. Orlando's case wasn't about taxes. Mine was. But the machinery, the system, humans, were identical in both cases. Different accusations, same disregard for lawful boundaries, same presumptions, same destruction. Let me tell you why Orlando's story matters. He was criticized, accused, and condemned even by people he loved. Yet he refused a plea deal with no prison time because the truth mattered more than convenience. He ignored the chaff and stood on principle. That's what warriors do. And that brings me to my purpose today, to separate the wheat from the chaff. If you are a warrior, I invite you to stay for this video and the next one. If you're here to condemn, distract, or judge without understanding, without even asking questions, you are the chaff, and I'm asking you respectfully to leave. Warriors build, spectators destroy, and our republic will only survive if the builders outnumber the destroyers. Now, my life has been shaped by many forces, but two dominant ones are relationships and truth, and the consequences of standing on both have proved invaluable. Orlando Carter lived this as well. And neither of us can ignore what we now know, and that is government power has boundaries. Jurisdiction is a fact, not a myth. And the American people possess far more lawful standing than the system dares to admit. We learned this the hard way. We endured corrupt federal trials. In my case, the judge refused to require the prosecutor to prove jurisdiction, the most basic requirement of lawful authority. I was denied my right under U.S. v. Cheek to present my good faith beliefs. Truth itself was barred from the courtroom. These are the very issues the Liberty Dialogues expose: jurisdiction, consent, nexus, and federal limits. I had standing, and the judge silenced it. And when standing is silenced, injustice becomes inevitable. Even after conviction in prison, I did not choose bitterness, I chose purpose. That purpose became my early works and later the Liberty Dialogues. They were born from loss, corruption, and truth. Many of you understand this. Many of you have been encouraging, and candidly, I have no patience for those who attack, distort, or condemn in bad faith. Not everyone online here wants to learn. I'm not here to be an influencer. I'm here to relate with a disciplined core of serious men and women committed to restoring the American Republic lawfully with a real, viable solution. And I believe I have that solution. If you are vulgar, hateful, reckless, or disruptive, move on. I would rather walk with 999 committed warriors than wander in the wilderness with 200,000 lukewarm spectators. I did not set out to promote books or build a brand. My work grew out of exposing Carter's case and documenting the underlying principles, and they are how jurisdiction actually works, where federal power ends, how presumption replaces law, and how standing, status, and consent control everything. But then the unexpected occurred. Yes to Hell With exploded with thousands and then tens of thousands asking questions and making comments and seeking knowledge and understanding. Questions I cannot answer in comments because I'm not a lawyer and I will not be accused of giving legal advice. But the questions revealed something deeper. People sense something is very, very wrong, but they lack grounding. They don't know the basics of jurisdiction. They don't know the limits of federal power. They don't know how the system operates by presumption. That's when the Liberty Dialogues became essential. They supply the foundation that people need. And to help people document their beliefs lawfully and intelligently, I am releasing the Statement of Understanding program, a path rooted in law, definitions, and jurisdictional truth. Yes, at my request, I asked the publisher to offer 6 books at 50% off, and I make nothing from them. My only purpose is education so that people are no longer devoured by a system built on presumptions and public ignorance. Meanwhile, every day I see theories online that collapse under scrutiny, dangerous fantasies promoted by people who don't understand law or jurisdiction. Teachers, police, federal employees, even congressmen lack this grounding. And if Americans don't know basic truth, how can they detect lies, fantasies, and theories that are not grounded? That's why I stay focused on law, definitions, history, constitutional architecture, jurisdictional boundaries, and the machinery of administrative presumption. No fantasies, no shortcuts. Now, if you're still listening, you are likely a warrior. And so I will be giving you the most important point of this video today in the one that follows.